Hi, brethren. How far now?
Brethren is fine. I'm alright.
This guy is one of the hottest guys in Nigeria and in the world right now.
Oh, thank God, sir.
He's my guy, yeah. But as the custom is on this, I don't know if he's a show or podcast yet. Now I ain't going to introduce himself, you know. Baba, right. Introduce yourself now. Okay. We know say you be star boy, Machala.
So my name is Bidemi Olauba. I'm a gospel artist by the grace of God, and yeah, that's basically
worldwide, US, Canada, UK. Where you never go? You don't go Australia?
I go in November. I know some soccer and ball.
Hey,
that
God.
was so spontaneous.
You know, God is amazing. God is amazing. I remember a few years ago, 3, 4, 5
6
years about.
I remember.
Somebody just randomly calls me, and that day I was even angry, because one thing about me, I don't like if person go get my number, I need to know beforehand, and the person was like, hey bro, this, that, But long story short, the small boy of that time, one thing about you is God's hand is upon your life, but you are a very hardworking guy, and you are very, very humble. This guy is very humble, though. If I tell you what is what, EFCC go to find out. Anyways, it's Bidemi Olauba, If you are in the gospel space. In fact, now he don't even enter streets gospel wise. So even if you're on the street, you would know him. He's a very, very talented guy, and it's a privilege having you here,
Thank you, boss.
By the grace of God, we have a couple of collabos coming out soon, so you guys should watch out for it.
Yes, sir.
So the scope of this show, we talk on relationship and marriage, and based on people's experiences, just to encourage people out there, or to make them more enlightened,
Yeah.
So first of all, the golden question. Everything don't they work. Everything, God is good and everything. And when it gets to this stage, there's always a question everybody's asking. In fact, I feel it's even more in the gospel space. When you don't reach a particular level of success, even the mommy geos, everybody will they ask you. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about already.
I know now.
Are you married?
Not yet.
So why?
Should I say I'm taking my time? And basically taking my time, and I'm also, it's all about, being sure about before taking that step. That step is like the most important step after giving your life to Christ, So I guess for me it's just me taking my time, but soon, shortly.
So taking your time, so I'm asking from the perspective of other people that might be in your shoes soon, or even maybe younger gospel artists and everything. What does it mean? Like what is taking your time, and what is the importance that is playing in your final decision making process of trying to get married?
So if I could recall back about 3-4 years ago, I had a series of my big aunties in ministry, telling me, Bidemi lo marry, and I didn't take that aspect of my life seriously. I was just solely focused on, music, and that's it. But when it comes to a level where, it's gonna be really hard decision to take. So I would advise like younger people coming up, like if you have someone already you've prayed about and God has shown you, green light, just go ahead, and things don't have to be perfect. Your finances don't have to be 100, because that's like one major thing that people want to consider. It doesn't have to be like 100%. You can just go in, so that you don't come to a level where confusion or uncertainties, or like you don't need to fight certain battles. So for me, the reason why I'm taking my time now is because I'm at that point where, God forbid, I make a mistake. So I've waited this long, and I think the wait must be worth it. So the wait must be worth it, and Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, it has to be worth it because I can't make that.
We'll still get back to that, but let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back in time.
Yeah.
Have you been in any relationships before?
Yeah, 100%, sure.
How many relationships have you been in? From
actively.
Oh,
that
there's
know
active
that we are dating each other.
So let's take a pause there. So that means there are different types of relationship.
100%.
So in your views, give us those types of relationship and define them first before we even continue.
I mean, there's one that, for me, I'll just say maybe 2 or 3. So there's one that we are both is consensual. Like, okay, yeah, we are talking, we are working towards a goal, marriage. And there's one that it is one person that is dating. The other person is not dating. But do you understand? But you guys are just keeping the discussion. Like, that, you are acting like you are dating, but you are not. You are acting like you are in a relationship, but you are not. You are just friends. But both of you are just numb. You are just, I found myself in such before,
What is usually the cause of that?
I think it's just not being real to each other. The cause of it is probably you like someone and it's the vibe is the same, but maybe you are not ready to be in a relationship at that moment. So you guys just tag along, but you are both like acting like you are dating. Oh, you call in the morning, you call at 9, you check up on each other, you see a text from another person, you start getting worried. Boy, there's no, like, he's not, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like you guys are into an agreement, of any sort, but you guys are, you are having each other's back.
So breaking it down, so those past, who was dating who and who was not dating? Were you the one that was not dating? We were thinking was you dating the person and the person was not dating you?
In all fairness, so growing up for me was weird. So I would say dating or talking to people didn't start until probably 20.
Explain growing up how it was weird.
Yeah, because I don't talk to anybody.
Why?
I lived an isolated life.
Was there any reason for that?
I think I had, should I call it fears?
Something like maybe low self-esteem because
low self-esteem, yeah.
Because
so
of
fears,
humble beginnings, humble background.
Thank you. Yeah, so basically that. So I never really, I didn't think I could approach someone and the person would give me a yes. So I was all in to myself, So I just have male friends. I was very rough. That kind of guy that is very rough, even in school days. Like, I was really rough. I was very popular in my class. They called me Atta. Because I'm not supposed to.
No wonder. All those, I want lang, body. I know.
So all those things. So it's like, so I never really, so even nobody in my school would even think of talking to me. Because I'm like that rough guy. They knew I sing, but it didn't really make any difference. So yeah, maybe my self-esteem started coming up like when little improvements started coming into like my career. Then those things helped me to build my self-esteem and boldness. So I feel like,
But those days that you didn't think you could approach any lady and everything, were you still in? Did you?
Yeah, I was actually in one.
So how did it, when you couldn't approach, so they approached you? Now there's something I'm getting with that. I need to know.
They approach you unapproachable.
And and that would, there's this saying, and I think I want to believe it's true. There's this saying that there's something in ladies that they know. Person say you get future and you have somewhere, even when you don't even know.
Like where it doesn't look like it. Yeah. So I think it was one of my secondary school days. So the school of the lady was on my street. But we attended the same church. I just remember that name now, Seth. It was really weird. I used to write songs.
Were you always a star boy in church? You were...
in the junior church. So I used to write songs for my friend to go and sing it on my behalf in her school. I was really weird. Like, I couldn't tell her. So I'll convert songs.
Wait, songs to toast her.
Yeah.
Your friend will now go and
sing it. They were in the same class. I remember one of those nights we were doing rehearsal, myself and my guys in front of, our school is in front of is on my street. So this lady passed. She just passed though. Like, and I zoomed. And I forgot I left rehearsals. I followed her till I walked out to her house. It was a long walk. I did that, stayed in front of the house.
So you walked out, you were talking together?
Yeah, we were talking together at night, because I wouldn't have the confidence. Just saying things that doesn't make sense. So then I go back to the house like very late. And I remember that, wait, I was actually rehearsing before I left and I did not remember. At the end of the day, she got admission before me and that ended in premium tiers. Yeah, premium.
So she broke up with you?
Yeah, obviously. But it wasn't direct. It was something like I wasn't matching up. She got into school and then I didn't get admission.
So do you think a side of you wanted to be successful also because of dating, so that
that's it. Yeah. Like I wanted to prove a point, that kind of a thing. Sometimes I will even go to some of these people's churches, because that was all I had. Present. Just go there, maybe sing, because I knew that if I sing, you will like me. I just knew that if I open my mouth and I sing, you will like me. So I'll just do that.
We had similar stories. The only difference with mine was my shyness and everything. I still be shy guy. Now my wife no, but they too show because that talent covers up for you. Yeah. A lot of people just like you, so you don't really need to do more a lot of the work and everything. So how many breakfasts you don't chop?
Major.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2.
And you don't serve breakfast? That laugh.
I wouldn't know if it's breakfast. But
like
at the end of the day. Baje ebo pe mi mare o baba.
Oh boy. Okay. This question just skipped my mind. There was a question I wanted to ask. You don't celebrate. Okay. Anyways, so what do you feel at this point? Let me ask it in 2 ways. What do you feel ladies are looking for? Especially nowadays. I always say something like,
I think it depends on the lady though.
Because I always say something like, I thank God that, because at the time I got married, it was just once my wife just agree and she talks, anybody where she could be, she could marry my mind, because I knew that that's the girl. But that before then, just a few months before, if people ask me, I'll say now like 2022, 2023, because I was even almost at the verge say maybe I'm not going to even marry again, But I now always say I thank God. Say I meet my wife and I marry, because streets they smile. Waiting, girls, the demands and all those things.
Yep.
So from your view that you are still actively, still on the streets, although by the God's grace, Allah Mabawa arrest here before the end of this year.
Amen.
What do you think girls want? Because I feel like it might be confusing sometimes,
what girls want. Okay, so like you said, it's in diverse ways, but it depends on the personality of the girl. I would say some girls they're confused. So you want a young and successful man, and you also want his full attention or his time. What makes a man successful has to eat into his time. So he might not really have. So there's this saying that says, you always create time for who you love and what you. But for example, if we have to do recording 3 days non-stop, or you have to be on the road from one event to another, you have to be an understanding person. So it depends on the personality. Some ladies now, the only thing they want is just money. They just want a guy that could foot their bill, and they are fine even if you don't talk to them for 1 week. 1 while, them day. Like they don't care. Like, oh yeah, maybe you are fine. they are not there to task you. They are not there to add value. They're just there to take. You know, why the ones that I rate, the ones that probably just want peace, want someone that knows what he wants, you know, and that's major. So I think for every young girl, so that should be like the first thing. Know what the guy wants, and you should just want peace at the end of the day.
So,
you know,
moving on, that there's something I'm going to say about that attention, but we'll get back to that. So, knowing what the guy wants.
Yeah.
So, if we ask you on behalf of all the girls, that something about girls, they chase this guy. Remember when you did my studio the last time? We person form like say she won't call one pastor. Say she can't call your number by mistake. As in, I hope she doesn't remember. But if you remember, we catch you. You know. So person, his phone rang and the person was like, "Sorry, is this pastor something?" And he was like, "No, sorry, not pastor, wrong." She was not like, "Oh, sorry, but this voice sounds familiar." I'm sorry, is this big in your love? I'm like, are you okay? She goes, yeah, I didn't know. So in this, what kind of mistake will you make that? Why you don't call Lionel Richie? Why you don't call Buhari? Why? Do you understand? So you know the different scopes ladies use and everything, you know. But on behalf of all the ladies and the particular lady, because I know at this point, at least there is a pinpoint in somewhere. What are you looking for? What do you want in a lady?
Peace. I want an understanding lady.
So what does she need to understand? What is the peace?
Strong question. Understanding me. Dealing with me is a law. I've come to realize that I have a lot of work. God is working on me. Personally, I have a lot of work to do as well. This may be sincere. So, you know, people just see people on the screen and they admire that person. You don't know him. If you move close, you know that, hey, do you understand me? So, I mean, someone that will understand my orchestration, my complexities, my too muchness, you know, my rational decisions, a lot. I don't feel like talking sometimes. I just want to be alone. Like, I just want to you know, I'm just weird like that. You know, yeah. So basically, someone that it has to be someone God has designed for me. I can't marry someone random. Will it work? It's gonna be a lot of issues because I'm wired really weirdly, differently. Yeah.
You know, and what I will add to that from my own, at least I don't get my experience. 7 years. Do you understand? You know, so I really fully agree with you, you know, in terms of, but what I also want to say is we also now need to know that it takes two to tango, in the sense that all of us are wired weirdly. Do you understand? Now, why God be God and we be we? Do you understand? All of us. So for somebody to need somebody that would understand them, then that person also needs to be ready to on that. Do you understand? So it's the process of that understanding on both sides that you will now realize that now self gas the work on ourselves, because you need to work on me for that, so I can understand this person. And you know, then again, in terms of attention, I feel what I've seen, you know, and what I've found is the real good ladies that you will need, that person that will need to give you peace, would really want that attention.
100%.
So, and the things that makes the difference, all these attention seeking ladies, my wife is a big attention seeking lady, but the things that make the difference, it will shock you. Like days when you get trips, 3 days trips and everything, if you feel just, even if you don't even call her, maybe she never wake up, if you just send video call, hey babe, I'm about to head on this trip, but all those small here and there, maybe as you come up for stage, if you quickly do video call wherever she did, if she no pick, you just say, man, just need to, do you understand? All those small those things make, you know, difference, you know, for the woman of peace. Or there are some that are just, you know, overtly that sorry, stay to camera leg you know, but there just has to be this guy, they laugh, even like everybody can relate to what I'm saying, but there has to be that you will never see a woman that the good woman for you, or a good wife that would, in fact, if you see a woman that does not really want your attention, say, I understand, make it just
you should be scared.
There's an issue with that, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So we go still need to bring you back and everything, but there are some questions I wrote down, you know, just curated for you. What are the differences between okay, obviously, no brainer, but what are the differences between the attention you were getting from ladies in your upcoming days, like in the days of that time where you call me? Because I knew you were still getting attention. Because, for instance, there was someone that gave you my number there, remember?
Yeah.
That's another story. But those days of upcoming, and yeah, God still they take you far, but at least the distance don't far gone. So the attention where you get from ladies, is there any difference?
You know now. I mean, to be real, it's a lot. Like, I deliberately run these days. Sometimes I have to. Yeah, that's why I do some. It's a lot.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's plenteous.
Yeah. And as Christians, we know, say, yeah, God no like this, God no like that. But sometimes, it's not really easy. Do you ever get to situations where you just say, your leg, they shake? Say
100%. I mean, 100%. So that's why you see sometimes, if you observe, I do really short trips. Flee me. That's the code.
Let's hit that thinker is standard.
Yeah,
take heat. Let's see falls.
Yeah, I mean, once I'm done ministering, next flight I'm out. And in Lagos, if I'm not out, I'm inside my house. I won't say I'm antisocial. I'm not the outgoing. If I'm not going out to do anything like major, I'm inside. So,
and the attention are even coming from
everywhere, every angle.
People
every angle, and it's a lot.
Beauty and all that and everything,
Yeah, and this eyes is not blind,
But do you think you'll be able to handle it when you even get married?
I mean, they used to say that even when you get married, they used to say that it's going to be like triple. That it's going to be like. Yeah. So then this thing has to be like a deliberate, it's a conscious effort, like, daily, that you just have to. I mean, to answer your question, Sha, I'll just say it's just to be determined. It's determination. Like, okay, now I'm married. That's it. I can't do this and sin against God. It's fear of God, Yeah, like this is ministry. You don't want ministry to capsize, So you just have to do it because of the fear of God and the love for God.
Yeah.
Then the love for your wife.
And there are things you really need to put in place to be able to achieve
structures too. Yeah.
For instance, part of the things.
Like you tell us now that should not bring to employ a female personal assistant. Because she's going to be in your space every time.
For instance, me, I even in Nigeria, my wife, they abroad. A lot of people are, guy, how you they do them, all these kind of things. One of the things I do is I know they come out. Do you understand? I had to cut a lot of,
But even if you don't come out, you do online now.
And now, but
okay, so this is me asking you now. So how do you?
Do you understand? So first of all,
online.
So I know even the online, the way I did online. If you even notice now, my onlineness now just post and come out. And that's why even for bookings, we do emails and everything, But even online, whatever and by the way, my wife has access to all my onlines and all that. First of, but there are places you would have strength. There are places, from a distance, say, I feel guard this thing from a distance. I'm going close and everything, Yeah. For instance, I know back then I used to like to club and all those things. All those, I cut them off first of. Some social gatherings. That's why I know the social gatherings where they make sense. For example, if I do wedding, and I guys stay for after party and everything, I get guy with slasher, they go, and there's no after party. First of all, even the bill, the money where you go pay me, go mean say you really need me, because I know even they do hype man and all those things, But if we have to stay for after party to just make you happy, that money first, then the structure, the people you need to get to before you get to me, a lot of those things. But the major thing that I am doing, is I stay home. And my home is, even as my wife know there, she day here. Do you understand? Like, we're always on a call and everything. Then I have staff, male chef and all that stuff and everything. And I thank God for the gift of access. Before we even got to this point where we agreed for this is, God has helped us to a particular point. We've been living together for a while and we saw that, okay, it was a better option. And I have access that you get one day. I don't know if I said it online before, I just follow my wife talk. She wash plates. She just turn around. I just see next morning I just booked that flight. Thank God I saw one Emma Rock way cheap, So those you get. But majorly, there are lots I cannot even say. But is knowing your strength. All of us get weakness.
100%.
Mad weakness.
Yeah.
Do you know where you know
the early days of your marriage? Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Where you guys lived together
till the first 5 years.
Yeah, that's it.
And we were working from home, and everything,
Yeah,
so we lived together. But basically, everybody has unique weakness. No matter how long, even people that have been married for 70 years.
Yeah.
The only thing is you get stronger by pushing your weakness further and further from you, and you have more control. So you need to know, and you need to be accountable to people, people that you can talk to, and Anyways, what are your fears in marriage? What are you scared of?
I mean, my major fear right now, as far as even an artist is concerned, as far as rapture is concerned, I mean, my major fear is not like marrying right. Yeah. It's too, that step.
Maybe we don't miss out. Because
like everything depends on it. So God has helped me thus far as one. Then the Bible says 2 shall chase 10,000. So that's to be the correct 2 in the eye of God. Because they say what God joined together. It's not some people. It's not God that joined you. Who God has designed, or who you? Do you understand? Like there are some people in your life that when they come into your life, either you like it or you don't like it, you ascend. This is from another angle that I'm coming from. There are some people that when you start moving with, either you are marrying the person or you are not even marrying the person, there'll be a decline. Some stars don't work together. Sorry.
I feel you.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a delicate thing. It's not just and even the ones that God will tell you that, oh, this is the right partner, you still have issues. So character differences, compatibility of purpose. Okay, so it takes okay, what are you looking for? What are you bringing on the table? Like they say, I'm the table. I'm the table.
So what do you expect a lady to bring on the table as far as marriage is concerned?
So as designed, a woman is an helper, right? So you're coming to help, like complete, like where I'm having shortcomings, I believe that you should be able to like compliment me in those areas. You should be able to be supportive. Both
so is there like an example you can give of shortcomings, like a shortcoming that you expect that?
For example, like domestically, for me now, I'm the only one at home for now. My mom just went to her house and the house is kind of funny. You understand me? And this is because there is a lot of story that added to those things too. It's not, but I mean, someone that can help, like, and growing up for me too added to all those things. So someone that will, I'm not a coordinated person. Someone that will help me coordinate my life.
Discoordination.
My discoordination. Just not just someone that will come here and be the only thing they want to offer you is probably just their body and and take.
So for instance, now the domestic aspect, do you think it has to be your wife? Or
it doesn't have to be my wife.
So we can always get
100%.
Okay,
I mean 100%. I mean when I even mean domestic, I don't mean she has to cook. It's not even cooking I'm talking about. I'm just talking about would not be comfortable with certain staffs entering my room. Just me. Because I believe your room is like a sanctuary. It's like where you praise. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't believe strangers should come in because, everybody has a season. It's like it seems like I'm pushing it out of the normal context, Yeah.
So what I want to add to that in terms of an advice is so the thing is, again, you feel the way you feel, that's how you are wired and everything. But so as far as marriage is concerned, it's nothing should be cast in stone. So nothing should be cast in stone in the sense that it should never be that this thing no go ever change, because you might get to a point, that probably maybe God even uplift your wife, and she also had. You don't mind if your wife works, so So
she has to work now. Why would she not work?
She even has to work.
Why she not work?
It might just get you. So the thing about the unique thing about marriage, and I believe one of the things that makes marriage work, is the fact that you are constantly changing together, evolving, into each other and everything. So you probably will get to a point where, because of the love, and you are like, this thing is stressing this woman, she doesn't need to do this thing. Okay, yeah, let's look for a staff that will do this thing for us, So my point is, at this point, however you want, you discuss all these things. Nobody say you won't deceive anybody to marry them. Anybody will know they okay, But nothing should be cast in stone, both in terms of for the male and for the female. Nothing. Everybody has, a right to what they prefer, but at the same time, as so far the love day, and saying that this person, so at the end of the day, when you get married, you have to keep working, moving into each other, working into each other and everything, So because me too, I thought I was like that, I thought I was. When you and my wife is really, she even, no matter how busy she is, so me, I'm not even somebody that forces that you have to do this, but she's domestic, but sometimes, man, you don't need all this stress. You don't need all this stress. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's okay. We'll still have another. Let's see what people have to say in terms of all these things. But before we go, let me just ask you the $1 million question. Are you in a relationship?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you feel like the announcement of your relationship would have, because a lot of people feel like it affects careers, because me will not lie, no matter anywhere, spiritually, in church, in the highest fans, especially for male and female.
100%.
Yeah, and most of them is because of the hope. But there's opening in this guy. Do you understand? So do you feel it affects?
I mean, I have not experienced it before, but hanging somewhere, it's maybe something like that.
And have you always been open about your relationship status, or you had to get there?
Yeah, 100%.
So what got you to that point of assurance where you can just, you don't even think, you just say yes?
I can't even if I'm not, One, two. I would even if I'm single, I would say I'm single. Yeah,
no, that's another wisdom. Yeah. So you just use and tell us now. See, that's years where I talk as if
no. That's one. I am in a relationship 100%. 100%.
I'm a witness because I sang for her. She didn't sing for her, Anyways, thank you so much. So what we are just going to do with this is, you guys know Bidemi. Just whatever questions you want to ask,
And I'm open to learning. I'm open to.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
That is the most important thing. You are not rigid. You are open to, So,
but sorry that I cut you off. I think I'm a very teachable person, right? But at the same time, I want to be corrected
in love. Not disrespectfully.
I don't hear word once. No man. This is a live podcast. No ma.
So if the person understands already, okay, Bibo boy she
once has he spoken,
twice have I heard.
So twice. One. Do you understand?
But you will eventually hear.
I will. It must stick at some. It will stick at some point. The
person should not be angry. I said it once and I did not see result.
Thank you.
Understand that oversight. Thank you.
So it's not out of disrespect.
We kind of have that in common.
It's just like oversight, or maybe.
So it's not even that. It's not even that. They hear word. It's that you don't realize it. Do you understand? It takes a process for it to
dawn on you. This is actually. But once I get it, you won't have to remind me.
The way you said it now, it was as if you put a mirror on me. Do you understand? Like I didn't even think of it that because I know it's when we first started, my wife, complained, but she even realized over time that, okay, yeah, this guy changed. If just remember, or, I just need to keep reminding him. Anyways, it's well. Thank you for joining us. Overall, the essence of this is, to just shed more light on younger guys, trying to go into career and everything. If you can go back and change something in your past, as far as maybe relationship or anything is concerned, what would you change?
Defining relationships. It's anointing is for people, and the greatest enemy of anointing is also people. So for me, if I could, is defining boundaries. Yeah. Both relationship, both ministry, both with workers, like knowing how to set boundary for myself, not even from the other person. So I'm just the kind of person that wants, like, I don't think twice sometimes. I'm all out.
Yeah. And in terms of how, because I believe you got it right, although God, everything has still got hands there. In terms of making the right selection and the steps you took, what advice would you give, other people that are, looking up to you?
So I just think you should be sincere to yourself. What does God want? Because it's different from, okay, this is what I want, and what God wants, for you. Be real to yourself. Know what God wants for you, and just stay there, because it's not easy to stay there, because you can easily be distracted. And if God has given you that person, don't wait. Don't drag it. Just move on. Marry straight up. Because that time now, I was trying to do Starboy, bro, Starboy.
Machala.
Yeah, Machala.
And you took the word right out of my mouth. What I was going to add to that, which you just said, is, in fact, make that your priority from the onset, because it's easier.
Yeah.
You see clearly when you are at the beginning.
When the eye is single, your body.
The higher you go, the blurrier your sight become, because there are too many people and you don't even know who is who.
But sometimes people want to get to that point
before, and they
just want to experience what it feels like. Let me even experience all of these. Boys really.
Even now, as in which show we go sing.
Even if you marry, it doesn't. I mean, obviously.
See, if I was still single, I no go even know what in love be again. Because it's now, I love you. Do you understand? Yeah. Even the people that are saying it as agape, and the people that really mean it, get one girl. One show we will do recently, the way it was as if she was waiting for the opportunity for me to just walk. Because me, I did walk around when I sing and everything. That love, the professing of that, do you understand? And you just have a lot of people, and it seems sincere. I love you, and these are people that they even meet your prescriptions in terms of maybe physique, what you're looking for. You get so confused. But now I know love. Do you understand? And I know, say, nobody else love me like my wife love me. Everybody, other person love me, say we they pray for, but that love, do you understand? And I found it when. Even I didn't even find it early enough. Now Messi, I see, I know Moriba, So, in as you're working on your career, let it be one of the building blocks. The building blocks you work on.
That's
from
the
the
word.
beginning.
You said it. It's priority, and a true test of how much favor you carry is who you
end up with.
Yeah. That word came to my spirit one of those days. I was having issues. It's just like the true test. You don't know how much favor you carry until you marry right. It's the test, because most of what we categorize as success in the front of God is even nothing.
Never reach.
It not be anything. But say God won't show you mercy. Say I won't show my God mercy. Now the wife or the husband God give you.
Because that's the rest of your life.
That's what we determine if you go to heaven or hell.
True.
Yeah. So when they say, they ask the pastor, I heard it. Daddy, are you sure that you go to heaven? He said, ask my wife. Yeah. If you are going to make heaven, it's in the hand of your wife.
Baba Deboye said at his wife's birthday that God, say they always tell you, keep this woman for me, because without her I can't do this thing. I can't cope. Those things are, and My wife has, you know.
So I mean, if God has just go help us.
Amen. Thank you, bro. Thank you. But you are coming back. And we'll, this initial is just usually the initial. Anyways, thank you guys. Bidemi Olaoba, and shout out to future Mrs. Bidemi Olaoba. Congrats on winning the lottery. Although you said you win lottery, both of them are lottery when I win. But anyways, guys, drop your comments. Encourage us, like, share, and subscribe.
For always stressing her.
You stressed out. I'm going to bring you and her on this show when you guys are ready. And we'll come and talk about it.
I don't stress her. Say when you do something, you can't realize after 2-3 hours. Wait, guy.
So that means there's been a positive step from that conversation we had that last time.
100%.
Glory be to God. We need to go off camera now. Guys, God bless you. Thank you. Bye.